Everywhere you look, people are chained. Not with metal, not with locks, but with weakness, with laziness, with excuses. They talk about wanting freedom, freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom of wealth, but they do not realize the cruel truth. Freedom is not given, it is earned, and the price is discipline. The alarm clock rings, and most people surrender. They surrender to comfort. They surrender to fatigue. They surrender to weakness. But the one who rises, the one who refuses to bow down to his feelings, he builds freedom brick by brick. Discipline is not chains. It is the key that unlocks the cage. It is the weapon that destroys the prison of procrastination. It is the armor that shields you from regret, because regret is heavier than discipline. Regret is eternal.
Discipline is temporary. Look at your life. Every failure you carry, every missed opportunity, every broken promise you made to yourself, they were born from the lack of discipline. It is not that you were not capable, it is that you did not command yourself.
You think freedom means doing what you want, whenever you want. That is not freedom. That is slavery to impulse. That is obedience to weakness. That is a leash around your neck, and you do not even see it. Real freedom is control. Control over your actions. Control over your mind. Control over your future. The athlete who trains while the world sleeps, he earns freedom on the field. The student who studies while others waste time, she earns freedom in her career. The soldier who endures hardship every day, he earns freedom in victory. Freedom is purchased through pain. It is carved through routine. It is built through endless repetition. But that repetition becomes power. It becomes strength. It becomes freedom. Every morning, you face a choice. The easy road or the hard road. The easy road looks like freedom, but it leads to chains. The hard road looks like chains, but it leads to freedom. Discipline is saying no to the moment, so you can say yes to the future. It is rejecting weakness now, so you can enjoy strength later. It is sacrificing comfort, so you can live without fear. Understand this. Your future self is watching you right now, begging you not to fail, begging you not to break again, begging you to stay disciplined. Because every time you give in, you steal from him. You rob him of the life he deserves. But every time you rise, every time you obey discipline, you gift him freedom. Most men never taste freedom. They live their lives enslaved by their appetites. They obey their fears. They bend to their distractions, and they die with regret. Do not let that be you. Discipline is not the enemy. It is the savior. It is the path. It is the truth. And when the world tempts you to give in, when the voice in your head whispers that it is easier to quit, remember this. Discipline is freedom. Without it, you are nothing. With it, you are not stoppable. You say you want success. You say you want respect. You say you want respect. You say you want to be free. But what are you doing about it? Most people only dream. They talk. They imagine. But when it is time to act, they disappear. Because action demands discipline. The truth is sharp. Discipline is the great separator. It divides the strong from the weak. It separates the ones who rise from the ones who rot. It is the single factor that decides who climbs and who falls. Talent without discipline is wasted. Dreams without discipline are fantasies. And a life without discipline is a slow death. Do you know why most men remain average? Because average is easy. Average is cheap. Average is comfortable. It costs nothing. But greatness has a price, and that price is paid in sweat, in blood, in sacrifice. You cannot cheat that price. You cannot skip that price. You cannot skip that price. You cannot skip that price. You must pay in full. The world will never hand you freedom. It will try to trap you with temptations, with shortcuts, with distractions. And every time you choose those things, you build your own prison walls higher. Every skit workout, every wasted day, every broken promise to yourself. Brick by brick, you lock yourself away. But discipline is the hammer. Discipline smashes those walls. Discipline opens the path forward. It does not matter how heavy your chains are. It does not matter how long you have been trapped. Discipline is the key that can set you free. You think freedom is sleeping in. You think freedom is doing nothing, but every hour you waste, you sell a piece of your life. You will never get back, and one day you will beg for that time again, but it will be gone forever. That is not freedom. That is self-destruction. Real freedom is knowing that you are in control, that you command your body, that you command your mind, that no temptation can break you, that no weakness can own you, that no fear can chain you. That is freedom. The path is not glamorous. The path is not fun. The path is repetition. It is waking up before you want to. It is grinding when you are tired. It is working when nobody is watching. It is pushing when everything inside you wants to stop. But in that pain, in that struggle, you discover something no lazy man will ever know. You discover power. You discover pride. You discover freedom. Every excuse you kill makes you stronger. Every weakness you crush makes you freer. Every temptation you reject makes you untouchable. That is the silent reward of discipline. Not only success, not only achievement, but the unshakable knowledge that you control your destiny. And here is the paradox. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. Discipline in your habits frees your body. Discipline in your finances frees your future. Discipline in your finance frees your soul. The very thing you think is restricting you is the very thing that will set you free. The lazy man fears disciplining, but the disciplined man fears nothing, because he knows he can endure. He knows he can overcome. He knows nothing can break him. So ask yourself right now, are you free, or are you enslaved by your impulses? Do you command yourself, or do you betray yourself every single day? The answer is not in your words. The answer is in your actions, and your actions reveal the truth. There is no shortcut. There is no hack. There is no easy way. The price of freedom will always be discipline. Most people never learn this truth until it is too late. They chase pleasure. They chase comfort. They chase the illusion of freedom. And when they wake up, years are gone. Their bodies are broken. Their minds are weak. Their dreams are buried, and their freedom is lost forever. But the disciplined man walks a different path. He carries the weight today so he does not collapse tomorrow. He suffers now so he does not suffer later. He sacrifices the small things so he can have everything. He is not free because life gave him freedom. He is free because he took it, because he fought for it, because he earned it. Understand this clearly. Discipline is not punishment. It is preparation. It is training. It is the sharpening of your soul. It is the breaking of weakness and the building of strength. And every act of discipline is a step toward freedom. The freedom to live without fear of failure. The freedom to face challenges without hesitation. The freedom to wake up proud, not ashamed. The freedom to know that your life belongs to you, not to your impulses, not to your impulses, not to your impulses, not to your impulses. Do you want to be free? Then take command. Stop running from effort. Stop hiding from sacrifice. Stop pretending you can cheat your way to success. The world does not reward liars. The world does not reward dreamers who refuse to act. The world bows only to those who are disciplined enough to demand it. When your body tells you to stop, keep going. When your mind tells you to quit, push harder. When everything inside you screams for comfort, choose pain, because that pain is the price. That pain is the path. 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 That pain is the doorway to freedom. One day the world will see you standing tall. One day they will call you lucky. One day they will wonder how you did it. And they will never understand, because they never walked through the fire of discipline. They never paid the price. They never earned the right to be free. But you will know that every early morning, every late night, every ounce of sweat, every moment of sacrifice was worth it, because you are free. Not free to waste your life, not free to betray yourself, but free to live with strength, free to live with honor, free to live with pride, free to live without fear. That is what discipline gives you. That is why disciplined is not chains. Disciplined is freedom. Subscribe for more.